So, in this video, I'm gonna tell you how to get back from a setback, right? So, we've all been at that point where it's late at night. We've had like a couple meals, mess up our diet day one. Day two, we just mess up. Day three, we eat so much food, it's unbelievable. Day four, we mess up again. Day five, again, and we mess up, right? So now it comes to day six, day seven, and we realize I've messed up. Like, how do I come back from this setback? Right? Trust me, this is normal. Every single person you know that's into this fitness thing has gone through this. I've gone through this. All the greatest bodybuilders have gone through this. You're normal, okay? The first step I want you guys to do is acknowledge that you're normal, right? You're not like weak. You're not stupid. Nothing like that, right? Because if you keep thinking like that, you're never gonna lose weight, and you're just gonna harm yourself in the long run, right? So the first thing I want you guys to know is that whenever you go on a binge eating streak, you're normal. It happens to everyone. So, how do you come back from this binge eating streak? And that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. So, when you have this binge eating streak, I want you to never count it as a failure, okay? I want you to count it as a lesson. And what do I mean by this? Every setback we get in life becomes a lesson to it. And it's on you to see if you learn from the lesson or not. So let's say you go on a week-long binge eating streak, no gym, no nothing. The lessons I want you to take from this is, was I too burnt out? Was I too strict on my diet? Did I have no plan? Like, I want you to ask yourself these types of questions and be like, why did I mess up so badly? Right? So then you ask yourself these and then you identify what's wrong. So, for instance, let's say the reason you went on this binge eating streak was because you were too burnt out. So now you know that your calorie deficit is too high for you to maintain, so you raise it up a little bit. That's a lesson you learn. Or let's say you're too strict on your diet, so you went on a binge eating streak. So what you can do, the lesson you learn from this is that you let your diet, you're more lenient on your diet and you eat, you snack sometimes, right? Or let's say you had no plan and you were just winging it. The lesson you learn is that, oh, so I need to actually write out my plans every single day for this thing, right? So whenever this happens, there's always a lesson on why you start binge eating. Like, there's always a lesson. So always remember, when you start binge eating, I want you to like look, take a step back and look at the reasons you started this, right? And then from those reasons, you learn a lesson from it. If you don't learn a lesson from this and you keep doing the same thing, you're an idiot, okay? And that's just the truth. I'm not being rude, but you are. So every setback or every binge eating streak you get, just take a step back and just look back at it, right? And see it. So you've had a bad binge eating streak. It's like a week, 2 weeks, and you're like, how can I ever recover? So the first thing I want you to do after this is go back to normal, right? So just go back to normal like nothing ever happened, right? So I was watching Hamza, the influencer, a few weeks ago, and he spoke about this concept I found really interesting. It was that, like, for instance, let's say that you're a professional bodybuilder, right? And you've been injured and you used to bench 100 kilograms at the gym, right? So you got injured, you haven't gone for 2 months. When you go back to the gym, are you going to like try overwork yourself and try starting to do 110 kilograms? No, right? You're not. You're gonna start back from the bottom and slowly build yourself back up, right? So it's the same thing with the fat loss thing, right? If you're trying to lose weight, right, and you go on a binge eating streak, and then you realize you go on a binge eating streak, you can't come back the next day and say, okay, I'm gonna go and eat these. I'm just gonna eat once a day, because that's unrealistic, right? Like, that's not how professionals train. That's not what professionals do, right? If you've been sick from school for a week or like so long, or you've been sick from like, okay, let's say you're coming back from a sports injury for soccer, right? Because I used to play soccer. So let's say you're coming back from a soccer injury, right? Your coach is not gonna put you in and straight up tell you to play like the full 90 minutes. No, he's gonna slowly reintroduce you, build up your stamina until you can play the full 90. So it's the same with the weight loss, right? If you have a setback and you've been binge eating, don't overdo yourself and say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna eat once a day, I'm gonna like do all that. No, right? You just do better than you did the day before. That's all you have to do. So let's say one day you ate like pizzas, chicken, whatever, you ate all this, you ate fried food, all that. The next day, instead of saying I'm only gonna eat once a day, the goal you should set for yourself is today I'm only going to eat clean foods. It doesn't matter how much I eat, doesn't matter when I eat, I'm just going to eat clean foods, right? Then when you do it, it feels like a win to yourself, right? So that's what I want you guys to start doing. Don't take drastic changes after like you've had a major setback, okay? Let's say you ate 10 packets of chocolate yesterday. Don't come now and say I'm only going to eat once a day. Just say to yourself, I'm not going to eat sugar for today, right? And then you prove it to yourself that you're not going to do it and you don't do it, and then that's how you slowly build back up. So step two is you need to identify your triggers, right? If you find out what triggered you to go on this binge eating streak, you're gonna know. This ties back into the other point I was saying before about the lessons, but yeah. So but it's a little bit different, okay? So let's say that it was 2 a.m. and there were just snacks on your table, right? So that's why you started binge eating. Instead of instead of still having snacks in your room for you to binge eat on, you identify that the trigger was that you're alone in bed and it's late at night and there's snacks. So you take the snacks out of your room. And if you just do that, you find the trigger and you eliminate the trigger, you're gonna stop binge eating and having this thing, right? So that's what I want you guys to do, right? Every time you binge eat, I want you to identify the trigger that led you to this binge eating, right? So I just told you one example. Let me think of another one. Let's say that you ordered pizza with your friends, right? It's 12 a.m., you're with your friends, and you all had a pizza. So instead of that, you just go to, like, you don't hang out with your friends so late, right? That's going to eliminate you having the urge for pizza. Or before you go hang out with your friends, you have the food before, so you're not hungry when you go with your friends, so you don't have pizza. So finding out the triggers about simple stuff like this is going to help you reduce the setbacks that you have, right? So the next thing we need to do is get small wins consistently, right? So this from another Hamza video I watched, and also another YouTuber. I forgot his name. I can't really remember his name, but another one, the bald guy, big bald guy, fitness coach. I forgot his name. Carter something. Brandon Carter, I think. Right. So he was going on and saying that like human beings are very momentum driven creatures, right? So if we have a series of losses, we're just gonna feel bad and we're gonna continue lose. But if we have a series of wins, and they build on each other, and they continuously build, and then we win more, right? So if you had a series of like, let's say your setbacks are losses, right? Let's just call it losses. If you had this series of losses, what we want to try to do is like set ourselves small goals and we do it, right? So when you come back from a week of eating so bad food, right? So you say, today I want to fix up. So you do step one, you do step two, and now you say to yourself, okay, my goal for today is I want to hit 8,000 steps today, right? If you hit those 8,000 steps for the day, it's going to feel like a win for you and you're going to want to do more, right? So you say, let's say your goal was only to hit 8,000 steps. So you get to your 8,000 steps and you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Let me keep walking. So you walk. And then eventually you check again and you're on 12,000 steps, right? And then, you're like, so 2 wins. I got my steps and I did more. So tomorrow I'm going to get 10,000 steps and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to eat healthy. So that's 3 wins for you for the day, for the next day, right? So then you go to the gym, you eat healthy, and you get your steps in. Then you feel like good. You feel really good that you did all this. So then the next goal you set for yourself is that go to the gym, get my steps in, eat healthy, drink lots of water, study for my exams, and I'm gonna go do something outside my comfort zone, right? So you do all these things, and eventually, like you keep going like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. You keep winning, right? And the same is true in the inverse, like with losers, right? So after our long losing streak or our long binge eating, I want you to get yourself small wins, okay? Just make sure you're doing this, and trust me, it's gonna work. So the last step is you need to build trust in yourself, right? This is a self development journey, right? Once you start to begin, when you start doing this, you need to trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, you're not gonna lose weight, right? So you need to start building back trust with yourself. And once you do this, you can do anything, right? So these are some tips that are gonna help you during a setback journey. And obviously, like I have a course that goes in depth, exactly how to lose weight, exactly what to do, all this, the exact details, right? Like it's actually retarded, like how much in detail I go into, right? So exactly in detail how to lose weight. If you buy the course in 3 months, I can guarantee I can put it on anything, you're going to lose weight, right? If you follow every single step, you do every single thing, you're going to lose weight after you buy that course. So I'm gonna put the link for the course in the description, and you guys should buy the course. So yeah, these are just some tips on what I do when I see myself falling back, and I hope it helps you guys. Have a good day.